Hi, I'm Eve, and I use any pronouns.
And I'm Phoenix. I use they, them pronouns.
And this is Talking in the Tavern.
Woo!
Woo!
Yeah, it's September.
Yep.
Yep. That's the thing.
I don't like it. I don't like how fast this year has gone.
Especially this month.
Yeah.
I mean, last month.
Last
the month that was before this one, because it is definitely currently September and definitely not August. I feel like August has gone really quickly.
August went really fast.
Yeah.
Because somehow it was suddenly the end.
Yeah.
And I thought it was still like the first.
I was like, it's like the first week of August and I blink and it's like the 20-something. And I'm like, what the fuck? Where did time go?
It's not okay.
It's really
I'm not okay with it.
But anyway, we're trying something a little bit different for this Talking in the Tavern. For reasons of things are going to get busy in our actual lives.
Yeah.
Over the next sort of few months. So we thought we'd experiment with a slightly different format for Talking in the Tavern to try and ease the load a bit. So rather than doing like a specific topic like we have been, we're just going to do like a sort of roundup of like a reading roundup. So we're going to talk about like books we're currently reading and what we've just recently read and all this sort of stuff. And then also probably at least one of us is going to go off on a total rant.
Oh yeah.
Because that's what we do best.
I've prepped something.
And we figured, why not have a dedicated space for that?
Yeah.
Instead of just it being off topic and ending up getting cut from the episodes. I don't know where to start.
I don't know where to start either. What did you just finish? Have you read anything that's really good that you've just finished?
I have read okay. This month has been like a freakishly productive reading month for me.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know how it happened. Again, much like time passing, I sort of blinked and I'd read 12 books. So...
See, I blinked and I've read like 2. It's not okay.
It's just how it goes, isn't it, though? Sometimes you have like a month where you're like, I've read loads, and then you look at I finished 2 books.
I finished 2 of them.
Yeah.
They're relatively short as well.
No, somehow I've managed to read 12. I don't really know how. But I've read some really solid ones. I mean, I've read last month, August. I'm going to stop. It's August. We're recording this in
August.
Let's just
this
make
is the 23rd.
So I've read our book club book, but I'm not going to talk about that because obviously we're going to do a whole episode on that.
Yeah, and if you want to read September's book club book, it is The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst.
By Sarah Beth Durst. It's really...
It's going to be grand.
It's like a solid, like, cozy fantasy, romancy thing. It's very cute.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Yeah, I also read 2 non-fiction books this month.
Ooh, okay.
Quite an achievement, right? Normally, a non-fiction book takes me, like, ages to read. But I managed to read 2 this month. So I read one that was about... that's written by an astrobiologist, and it's all about the current state of, like, the search for extraterrestrial life in the universe, which was very cool.
Yes! I saw you reading that. I just picked up the audiobook for that.
Yes.
It looks really cute.
It was really interesting because she starts by like looking at like how we think life might have originated on Earth, and then like expands out to like closer planets. So it looks at like Venus and Mars, and then just like keeps going outward. So like looks at further and further planets, and then starts talking about like beyond our solar system and all that. It was a really interesting book. I really enjoyed it.
Sounds really fun.
It was very fascinating.
I love that.
There's quite a lot of like. Not like an insane amount, but there's a fair amount of like technological, like technical jargon that took me a little while to like get through. And also I discovered that so I always knew that scientists love acronyms, right? They love coming up with acronyms for things, and what they really love is being really clever with those acronyms, right? Like trying to like what they'll do, I feel sometimes, is they start with the word that they want the acronym to spell. And then like reverse it. So they've got like Galileo. I can't remember what the acronym is, but they've like deliberately made it. But then there's also things like the VLT, which literally, I shit you not, stands for Very Large Telescope. So that's what I learned.
Good. That's so good.
I also just recently read a book that's coming out in September. Yes, called The Lie of the Land by Guy Shrubsole. So it's all about who actually owns the countryside. It's mostly about England, specifically.
Okay.
But it's all about like landowners and why they aren't looking after the land properly, and all of the various environmental effects of that. It was very interesting. So I was impressed that I've managed to read 2 non-fiction books.
Non-fictions. Yeah.
That was quite an achievement.
It's rare that I read non-fiction.
Well, I try to push myself to read it more, right? Because I'm aware that it's like something that I don't read, and I'm like, the only reason I don't read it is because I don't read it, right? Like, it's not like...
Yeah.
So I was like, I need to like try and just like read more non-fiction. And it turns out when I enjoy the non-fiction, it's not a struggle. Turns out when it's about something interesting, it's actually quite easy. It's just that a lot of non-fiction's really boring. So I think the key is to find a topic that interests you.
That's fair. I keep meaning... I've got an audiobook of ages ago of someone who talks about death rituals.
Oh.
It's not the 505 Inkling book. It's a different one. I can't remember
the 404.
What it's called. Yes, 404, not 505. Because I liked
that.
the 505 Inkling one.
404.
About death. 404, fuck.
Numbers are hard.
I'm going back to 505. That's what's going into my head. But I just picked up the 404 Greek mythology one about retellings. I grabbed that.
All these violet tiaras, I think it's called, something like that. Yeah, that one
it's been set on my reading for like a month. Oh, it's right there. Oh my god. It's on my desk. I was wondering where you were. It's because they're so small.
Yeah.
But I keep meaning to read that. Just haven't got around to it.
Yeah. If you are trying to get into reading non-fiction, 404 Inc., which is 404 Inc. is a Scottish publishing company, and they have this series that they call Inklings, which are these like little like pocket-sized books that are like all less than 100 pages long, and it's basically just like somebody has like a specialist subject. Right, it's like everybody's just been told, write about your special interest. Just info dump for 90 pages, and then that's it.
I want to write one of these so badly.
They're absolutely great, and there's like a lot of them. I can't even remember. I think 24. I think they come out in bunches of 8, and they've done 3. So they're on all sorts of different topics. So like even if like I haven't read all of them, obviously, because there's lots that I'm not interested in this specific topic. Yeah. But there will be something in there for everybody. For everyone. I think.
Because the one I'm currently reading for all the violet tiaras is about queer Greek mythology. It's very fun, and how modern retellings of the Greek myths get more queer. I've only read the introduction, so we'll find out more. Yeah. But it's very fun. I really like the Studio Ghibli one that I borrowed off of you. That one I think is my favourite.
That was about grief and Studio Ghibli. That one was really interesting.
Made me tear up. I was like, oh my God.
just a smidge.
Just a smidge. I was like, oh gosh, this punched real hard. Yeah. I need to read more nonfiction. I'm like the complete opposite of you of what I've currently been reading. I've been reading really silly books.
That's okay.
That's okay. Like, I just finished the Phil Hicks book that just came out this year, Shadow Hall Academy, which is Ghost middle grade. I loved it. I think I was at work. It was a very slow day. It was the end of, like, I had an hour, and suddenly I was like, wait, I'm one chapter from the end? What do you mean? I'm driving home, like, I want to read it. It was so good. I was like, holy crap. If you like ghost books and are a bit of a wimp like me, it is very good. And there's hopefully going to be more in that series as well, because I think it's going to be a series of 3. It's very fun. It's about an aunt in an original trilogy that I talked about in book club last month.
Yeah.
You've
definitely...
But it was very fun. I talk about Adelaide him Jones a lot. Yes, series, that's the one. Yeah. Very much a fan. I'm also rereading the Squirrel Girl comic books.
Oh yeah, I noticed on Storygraph that you've been reading them.
She's so funny. I love her so much. She's one of my favourite heroes. Because I don't really give a crap about Marvel anymore. No. Like the Marvel films, at least, or a TV show. I couldn't give a crap.
I have burnt out on them so hard because all of the recent ones have been either shit or just like okay.
Yeah.
And also I think a lot of the previous ones were also shit. It's just that I was like 16 and it was fascinating to me.
Yeah.
You know? Now I'm like, nah.
See, because that's fair. It's because I watched the Deadpool movie recently.
Oh yeah, the new one.
And so I got really back into X-Men. and was like, oh, you know what, because the X-Men movies are great.
I love
in my opinion. Apart from Dark Phoenix, hate that movie, or whatever it's called.
I'm not going to lie,
Phoenix
I don't think I've watched most of the ones that were like the new cast.
Newish. That's fair.
In my head, it's
First
like there's
Class
X-Men, X2, and The Last Stand, and then I don't care.
Yeah.
It's like, after that, I'm like...
See? First Class is my favourite Marvel movie ever.
Oh, I see.
It's so good. It's scrumptious. But anyway, because I was like, I rewatched
Does First
the movie.
Class have Kevin Bacon in it?
Yeah. Okay. He's the main villain.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to make sure that was the movie I was thinking of.
Yeah. It's so weird rewatching that movie because I'm like, that's fucking Kevin Bacon. Who now I only see in EE ads or whatever.
Yeah.
It's
He's everywhere. But only in the EE ads. It's just the EE ads are everywhere.
Everywhere, constantly. But I was like, I need to reread Squirrel Girl because she's my favourite. And specifically, I reread Squirrel Girl, like I'm the only squirrel in the world.
Incredible.
It's a fucking great title. I love it so much. I love her design. Title. And it's got Ant-Man in that one, and he's a dick, and I love it. He's so horrible to everyone. It's great. And she's just so cute. I love her.
She's such a great character. I just love the idea that it's just like Squirrel Girl. It's just like
Squirrel. And she's unbeatable.
Yeah.
She's the unbeatable Squirrel Girl.
it's right there in the name.
Exactly. I need to read more comic books, but I just haven't got around to it. But
yeah,
trying to, because I've come off of that. They're just reading all of the Life is Strange comic books as well, which are also very good.
I want to read
very good.
I've been on a Star Wars kick recently. I've been working my way through the High Republic stuff, and I know there's a bunch of High Republic comic books and stuff, and I'm like,
wasn't there a new book recently?
Probably.
For the High Republic?
There are approximately 3 billion.
Nice.
The High Republic is slightly insane. It's one of their multimedia projects, which means there's like books and comics and all sorts of shit.
Brilliant.
There's like audio dramas as well.
Love that.
Like fully scripted out like audio dramas, so I'll get to those at some point.
Fuck yeah.
It's incredible. Anyway.
Fuck yeah.
Yes, no, I do. I love Squirrel Girl. She's just great.
She's so cute. I wish we got the live action version of her.
Yeah, they were making one, weren't they?
Yeah, she was gonna appear in something. I can't remember what it was, but or just I just need more Squirrel Girl. She's great.
Oh yeah, she was gonna be in that new Warriors show.
Yeah.
And then they.
But to be honest, I don't know if I could commit to a new show. They'd probably write her terribly.
Yeah.
I need to. I'm reading more books because for those listening, I'm going back to university, so I'm gonna get real busy real soon. Yeah. But for uni, I've decided to read books for my dissertation. So I'm about to start rereading the whole Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Ooh, fun times.
I have a really old 1980s copy of Lord of the Rings that's all fully just the whole trilogy in one book.
Yeah.
And I'm going to start reading that. Nice and chunky book. Cuz I have so many copies of it, but I can't wait to restart it.
But
it's been ages.
How many books are you going to count it as for your reading goal?
Oh, 3.
Because technically, it's 6 books.
Yeah. Is it 6?
Yeah, because he wrote it as like book 1, book 2, that's the Fellowship of the Ring, book 3, book 4.
I did not. I only thought it was all one book and then they split it into 3. Or I
think it's like...
I must be wrong.
They're like, yeah, it's actually 6. It's technically 6 books. It's just that this is how they've done it.
You've just scuppered yourself, because now I can try and catch up again.
So that's what I'm saying, is you could count it as 6 books. I might. I think it was like he wanted to publish them as one book. And then he wanted to publish The Silmarillion. And his publishers were like, nobody's going to want to read The Silmarillion, bro.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, you should it needs to be multiple books because that way we can make more money off you. And then he was like, okay, how about 6? And they were like, I don't think 6 though. I think 6 is too many. They were like, that's too much. And also I think like
it's not enough.
I'm sure I remember reading something about it also being impacted by like low supplies of paper after World War II.
Oh, real? Okay.
So they were like 3 books.
3 books.
But each of those technically contains 2 books, and they do all have.
Ah.
So there you go. Fun fact. Technically, 6 books.
Technically, it's going to count for 6 books in my reading goal. So
exactly.
Count your days.
Yes.
Because someone's
I'm very
winning.
worried about that.
Yeah.
I was for a bit there because you blasted through a bunch.
Yeah.
You were catching up.
Oh, great.
And then
yeah.
I also read a bunch.
Yeah, you did. You read 12 out of 2 books.
Yeah.
Where is your reading goal? Out of curiosity, what is it right now?
So I
know we're not in the right section for this question yet,
cares.
but I'm going to ask.
So at the start of the year, I set my reading goal to 52 books, right? That's like always my start of year goal because that's 1 book a week, right? Like averages out to 1 book a week. And I'm like, that's something I know I can achieve. And then when I
achieved it.
I think when I hit 50, I was like, okay, I need to bump my goal because it was like June or something. I was like, I know I can read more than 2 books for the rest of the year. So I bump it up to 75 because that's like a nice round number. And I'm currently on 72.
What?
I've read 72 books. Like I said, you were catching up at one point.
Slow down. Stop it.
I don't want to.
My reading goal is also 52 this year, and I'm on 51. To be fair, 51 books is damn good. I'm still proud of that.
Yeah, that's still like,
2 years ago, 2 years ago, I think my reading goal was like 30. Last year, I was insane. And then...
Well, that's how it goes though, isn't it?
I'm okay with this.
Like, 2 years ago, I read like 115 books, and then last year I only read 100. So it's like it's just some years you read more.
Yeah.
And also you've been like really busy with uni stuff at the start of the year.
I hate it. Don't make me go back.
But, like, I think, so, it was 100 last year, it was 115 the year before, but then I think the year before that, I read like 25 books, and that at that time was a hell of an achievement. So it's like...
See?
I'm not gonna
I'm gonna... Can't wait for next year, when I'm maybe taking a year off, and I see how much I read. Because I'm curious.
Yeah,
I'm curious.
When you're not hampered by like uni and... Exactly.
I've got no deadline. That I don't have to. I just set myself deadlines. I don't have predisposed deadlines. Preordained deadline. I'm curious.
Be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what 2022 was for me. Mm-hmm. I think I was like...
Oh, okay.
It was just one of those years where I didn't have...
Gotta go fast.
I was working, but that was about it.
Yeah, so and we work in a bookshop,
well,
so
exactly.
It's like we're born to read.
I really, really need to do a purge of my TBR. It's currently sitting at like 67 books or something, and I'm like, that's too many.
Girl, that's nothing. Hold on. Let me fill up my
Goodreads. That's not including
audiobooks
because I take too many audiobook proofs to like keep track of.
Oh yeah, I don't count audiobooks in my TBR. Only like specific ones that I know I'm going to read soon.
My physical 66. TBR is 66.
Okay.
It was 67 yesterday, but then I read something. So.
Oh my god! Oh no. Okay, it's just loaded. I have a section for book club TBR. There's 3 books currently on there. Mm-hmm. My TBR. To be fair, I have two bags of books behind me that I'm getting rid of soon, so I need to go through this and take some off. But according to Goodreads, my current TBR is 153.
See,
I don't know. I don't know. I think it's just like... Because it's books I know I'm going to read.
Are these all books that you, like, have?
I don't think so. I think I don't have a couple of them. Some of them might be, like, I know the library has them.
Right, okay.
So I'm like, I know I'm going to read it. Mm-hmm. Or it'll be, like, books in a series that I've started and not finished yet. Some of them will be on there.
Yeah, no,
well.
I need to do a purge. I need to get because there's a lot of books on my TBR that I'm actually just never going to read.
That's fair.
So what I've started doing is when I can't decide what to read next, I do like a random number generator.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
And then if that is a book that I'm like, don't feel like that, then what I do is I put it on my bookshelf like not sideways, so that the spine is pointing upwards, right, like on its side. And then if I hit that random number again in the future and I go, I don't want to read that, then that's it, it's gone.
I like TBR, that.
Like,
that's a good...
Right, so every book is getting 2 chances. And if both times I'm like, nah, then I'm never going to read it, right? It's just sitting there for no reason.
One of my favourite book YouTubers does the similar thing where they pick 5 books a month, and if they don't read it, they have to unhaul it.
Oh, that makes sense, yeah.
But that also gives me the fear. Because I'm such a mood reader that I don't think I'd be able to do that. Well, maybe I could. But it makes me nervous.
Yeah, I think for me, a lot of these books are books that I picked up in 2022. And I'm just like, I bought this when my reading taste was quite different.
Yeah.
There's a lot of YA fantasy that I'm like, I don't think I'm ever going to read this.
Yeah. I still have all my Cassandra Clare books. I'm going to get rid of them soon, I think.
I do also need to go through my books that I have read that are on my other bookshelves. And make space for the other.
That's fair.
That also does need to happen. But I'm going to go through my TBR first because there's, like I said, there's stuff on there that is never going to get read. It's just not going to happen, and I don't see the point in just keeping it there. Anyway.
What are you reading next? Because I told you what I'm reading. Right, I'm about to start. It's Lord of the Rings. What are you about to start?
So I last night started,
yeah.
as in read the first 2 or 3 chapters of a book that I actually read the first book in the series earlier this month. So the first book's called Notorious Sorcerer.
Ooh,
which I think I bought when we were in Glasgow in Waterstones.
Oh,
I think.
Must have, yeah.
And it's I
brought a Terry Pratchett that day. Yeah. Sorry, that's fun.
Yes, no, I remember. It's like fantasy.
Was a good day.
It's set in the city where there's alchemy that is magical, and there's different planes of existence, different realms. And alchemy only works in this one city, but it's also really heavily policed, and it's technically illegal, but the really rich are allowed to do it and get away with it.
That's fun.
And the main character is this sort of low-born, scruffy, scoundrelly type of character, and
nice. Perfect.
He delves into the other realms to collect alchemical resources and then sells them to the people who are allowed to do alchemy. And then he ends up getting pulled into bigger stuff and all this sort of stuff. And I really enjoyed it. It was really fun. And so then I was like, I'm going to buy the sequel. And then
very nice.
Last night I was like, I don't know what to read. And random number generator, and it came up, and I was like, okay.
Sounds good.
I'll do that then. So, yeah.
Heck yeah.
It's good fun. I think you'd probably quite enjoy it.
Yay.
What was it?
Is it like the green cover book?
The green cover book.
That we both read. That I read first and then you read.
It is a bit Foundry Side. Sort of,
Foundry Side, yes.
It's not dissimilar. I would say the tone is a lot lighter.
Okay, good. I like that.
Which is quite fun. I think because I've also been replaying Dragon Age Inquisition.
Nice, yes.
There's bits, because he sort of interacts a bit with the high society people. And there's bits of that remind me quite a bit of the some of the nobles that you encounter in Dragon Age Inquisition.
Oh, okay.
That have you know how in that oh god, is it the Orlesians that all have the masquerade masks on and the big fancy clothes?
Yeah.
Right, it's that sort of vibe it feels.
Love that.
It's that very sort of structured nobility that it's there is a place for everybody and you have to you know. Yeah.
It's not Josephine, what's her name?
Vivian.
Vivian, yes.
Vivian.
I do not like her morals, but she's very pretty.
So So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good fun, and now I'm reading the sequel, which is called Shadow Baron. They're by Davinia Evans, and also gay. So
love, even better. I need to start. Actually, to be fair, I need to start that Bard book because I bought that.
Oh, Till Death Do We Bard.
Till Death Do We Bard. Yes, that's next. My TBR after the book club book.
That's good fun.
And Talkin.
Yeah.
But I read multiple books at once. It'll be a good counter set to Tolkien.
Yeah, I can't do that. I would just put them all down and then never pick them up again.
That's fair.
Like, if I'm not actively reading a book, it's never going to get finished.
Fair.
And I can't, like, hot swap between two books. I would get confused.
Yeah.
I have to be careful to not have the genre of my audiobook be too similar to the genre of my physical book at any given time, because I would get confused.
That's fair.
So
we're gonna find out.
You're a little freak, but I know that.
Thank you.
So maybe I'm the freak.
Just little freaks.
We're just little freaks who read books.
Little freak podcast.
Great advertising.
Oh god. Great advertising. Listen to these little freaks.
Listen to these little freaks.
These little freaky guys. Oh god. Yes.
So then what are you currently reading?
This book.
Like 7 books.
I'm currently reading like 7 things. I could tell you each thing because I'm reading Squirrel Meets World, which is the Squirrel Girl book. Because I didn't realize there was a book version, so I was like, oh my god, I need to read it. Because like some of it is in like script and some of it's in like chapter form. Which is really fun.
That's interesting.
So I started that last night. It was very good. It's going good. Obviously, I'm also reading The Spell Shop for next month. This month.
For the month of September, which is the month of September this month for sure. Yes.
Yep. But that's mainly what I'm reading. Cause yeah. No,
I have a physical book and I have an audiobook, and that's about as much as I can handle. I do also have an ebook, but I haven't picked that up in ages. So
that's fair. I haven't read an ebook in a hot minute.
Yeah,
I need to read more ebooks.
I just prefer reading physical books.
Me too.
They're just nicer.
It feels
like, better. I can see where I am in the book. Like I like picking up a book and seeing where my bookmark is and being like, oh, I'm like halfway through.
It feels like an accomplishment when you like get really far in.
Yeah.
Even if it's like really short.
Yeah, the same thing is not true with ebooks. So I struggle more with ebooks for sure.
Yeah. Because obviously I have to read it on my phone as well, so I'm just like, I'm just sitting on my phone. This feels like I'd rather be sitting.
That's the other thing, right? Like if I'm reading at work, like if it's really quiet at work and I'm reading, I'd much rather be reading a physical book so nobody thinks I'm like playing on my phone.
Exactly. I'm not just texting someone, I'm reading.
And what about something that that's like upcoming? Are there any titles that are like coming out soon that you want to read, or something that you've been sitting on your TBR that you really want to read?
I'm about to order, or I just came into our bookshop, is the last in the Tree Dragon trilogy.
Yes, it came in on Monday, I think. No, Wednesday.
I'm so excited. I've never been so excited in my life. Because I read the second one, Tea Dragon Festival, and loved it. If you want to know more about the Tree Dragon Society, which is one of my favourite graphic novels of all time, we did an episode about graphic novels where we discussed that.
The August Talkin in the Tavern.
Exactly.
It was
a great
last
episode.
Month. Definitely not earlier.
Last month. Yeah. Not like a week ago.
Yeah, we did a whole episode about graphic novels, and a big chunk of that was talking about the Tea Dragon Society. So
yeah, by Kate O'Neill. It's great. I can't wait to read that. Obviously,
because
I had never finished it before.
I do want to read books 2 and 3 at some point. So
you can totally borrow my copies if you would like.
I want them because they're pretty.
That's fair. I would want them too. That is completely fair.
It's like I appreciate the offer, but also I want them because they're pretty.
They're so pretty. Oh my gosh, yes. That's what I'm excited to read. Yeah. Or like upcoming, there's a new Brandon Sanderson coming out in December. So
when is there not a new Brandon Sanderson?
But this is like 1,400 pages.
When is it not that?
This is very true.
The extent of my knowledge of Brandon Sanderson is that there's like 3 billion books. He churns them out at an insane pace, and they're all massively long.
To be fair, there's only been like 4 this year.
Oh, only 4 books from one man in 1 year.
Scrumptious.
How pathetic. What a letdown.
I know, he needs to work harder. Jesus. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm so excited.
I'm so excited.
And I just can't hide it. Anyway, do you have any upcoming books that you're excited about?
Yeah, so there's well, I say this, but by the time this episode comes out, it's already out. But Aidan Thomas has got a new book coming out. Soon, which is the sequel to
about that.
To that book that I can't remember the name of it.
Cemetery Boy.
No, although that is coming at some point.
The one
Sunbear Trials. It's the sequel to the Sunbear Trials. There we go. So it's called Celestial Monsters, and that comes out in September.
Very nice.
Annoyingly, here in the UK it only comes out in paperback, and I have all the rest in hardback, which means that I'm going to have to order it from that company named after a rainforest, because our bookshop can only get the paperback of it, and that's very disappointing.
For shame.
So I'm quite annoyed about that. But I will get that because I love those books
matching sets,
and I want the matching set. So
that's fair. I respect it.
And then in terms of like what I'm gonna read soon, I picked up a proof at work the other day, which I think comes out in November.
Ooh, okay.
I don't know. Yeah, November. Called The Great Library of Tomorrow.
Ooh.
Which is like a fantasy novel in a library.
I love a library.
And the picture on the front has a big old bird.
Oh, I love big old birds.
So
what kind of bird?
Like a big sort of eagle-y thing, I think.
I love it.
What it says on the book is it's The Great Library of Tomorrow is perfect for fans of The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin, which I also have on my DBR, and you'll like this, Brandon Sanderson's Mistborn.
Can I borrow that book out, please?
Yes, you can.
You mean?
I will let you know if it's good or not.
Please do. If it's terrible, I won't.
But it seems cool, so I was like,
yeah,
this sounds fun. I've read that one about that library, the book that wouldn't burn.
Oh, yes.
Last year?
The one that mentions Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah, there's a crow in it.
Woo!
As well.
I love crows.
So now I'm like, anytime a book comes out that is like set in a library or in a bookshop or whatever, and it's not like, no offense, it's not like another translated Japanese collection of short stories. I'm like, oh. I've tried a couple of those collections of Japanese short stories and not enjoyed either one, so
yeah,
they just don't work for me. I'm sorry. I find them deeply repetitive and dull.
Yeah. It was Before the Coffee Gets Cold. Every chapter just retells you how the magic system works, and it gets a bit annoying. Yeah,
I found it deeply annoying. And like this would work as like a weekly like magazine story or like a radio show or something. But I don't want to have to read the same 3-4 paragraphs of like, this is how it works every fucking time. Especially because the stories are obviously short. So it's like every 10 pages you're reading the same fucking thing over and over again. I didn't like it very much.
That's fair.
Also, they've all got cats on the cover. Which, like, cute, but why? Most of them have nothing to do with cats. It's just... Yeah. I believe you have a little rant, don't you?
I do. We decided that we would include anything that's currently happening in like the bookish world or something we just really want to talk about.
Yeah, if there's anything that's like on one of our minds that's like pissing us off.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know if you saw me on Twitter the other day, but if anyone's, because I forget periodically that Twitter exists, and then I made the decision on a train journey to go on Twitter because I was bored, to see that we're getting a Dorian Gray TV series adaptation.
Oh, I did see about this.
I am so angry. To be fair, Dorian Gray is one of my favourite classic books of all time. I did my English advanced higher dissertation on it. I love it so much. My whole dissertation was about the queer themes in it and the duality of man and stuff. Comparing it to Jekyll and Hyde, blah, 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 blah.
Yes.
But this is from the people that wrote. One of the writers behind it wrote the You TV series. The Stalker one.
Oh yeah.
And also wrote Riverdale.
Oh no. Oh, that's not a good sign.
No. Even worse, it is a modern retelling.
Oh god.
Where they have made Doran, Doran. They've taken out the I for some reason, because I think they're going to make Dorian a girl. But also they've made Dorian and Basil's siblings.
They've changed his name.
Yeah. They're making the because this book, it's modern retelling and the beauty industry. So it's going to be about makeup and stuff, I believe, or skincare at least. I fear it's going to be the selfie that makes him immortal. The modern day selfie. They're making Basil and Dorian brothers, or siblings at least. It says siblings in the thing. Basil in chapter 3 professes his love to Dorian in the book. They're gay. They are gay men. This was used in a trial against Oscar Wilde to put him in prison for being gay, and you're making them siblings? And possibly incestuous?
Fucking hell.
What the fuck? What is this? I'm so angry. I'm so upset about it.
Yeah.
It's all I've been able to talk about for like 2 days. I'm so upset.
Yeah. That is horrific, frankly.
I'm scared.
And also not at all a surprise. It should be.
You know.
But it's not.
Because, yeah. I love in the main article, like, that the Deadline article, they don't mention that one of the writers is from Riverdale, but they mention they're from Supergirl and stuff like that.
Mm.
But because they're from Riverdale, that gives me the absolute fear, because what the fuck happened to that show? They gave them fucking superpowers.
Yeah.
So, like, what is this? What's gonna happen? I'm scared of what they're going to do to my boy.
Yeah.
I'm so scared.
Yeah.
If you want to know more, look at my Twitter, because I went on a really lengthy rant. But yeah, I'm deeply upset by this.
Yes.
I was making notes for this episode, and I knew exactly what I wanted to talk about. Why? Just show us. Who wants modern retellings as well? I'm happy with periods pieces.
Yeah.
Or not necessarily period, but still.
I would have thought that being a period thing would sell better.
Yeah. Especially with, like, whatever the fucking Netflix romance thing's called. Bridgerton.
Oh, Bridgerton, yeah.
Yeah. Especially with that. Because people love that. I don't really. But, like, you'd think. Who wants modern retellings? Just, see, the synopsis that they've given in the article just makes me think of one of Mona Awad's books, but that's a retelling of Beauty and the Beast, but it's about someone using so much skincare products that their face melts.
Mm.
So, you know, I'm scared of where this is going to go. I'm going to pirate watch it. Arr. Because I don't want to give them money. Because Netflix even didn't give a comment about its announcement, which makes me think they're also embarrassed of what it's going to be, because this looks shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does not look good.
I wish people would stop adapting things badly.
Right? Just give us some good adaptation, please.
Or
anything.
Stop doing adaptations.
Yeah.
Come up with original stories.
Do something original.
Just a hot
please.
take. I'm really kind of fed up of all of the same thing happening over and over again.
I don't even want to talk about the fucking shit that's coming out, the Colleen Hoover adaptation that's currently happening.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
That's a fucking minefield.
It's so... Blah.
It's made me hate a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of people.
I've been, avoiding all of it because I care so little. I just don't. I don't want to know. Right? Like, this was so predictable. This is so predictable from, like, the get-go, that an adaptation of that fucking book that glorifies and romanticizes domestic abuse. and sexual abuse and all sorts of horrible shit. I don't know why they thought that was a good idea to adapt into a movie. It's literally because it was trending on TikTok like 2 fucking years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's fair to say that even the people who were big into it then probably don't care now.
No, probably not.
This is another... Besides adapting that horrible fucking book, why is it that the book industry, the TV industry, the music industry all seem to think that hopping on TikTok trends works?
Right?
Because
they don't
never
work.
Works, because by the time a book comes out, or a movie comes out, or your song comes out, nobody cares anymore.
Yeah.
Books written
People
based
want
on
something
TikTok,
else.
like trends. Books written based on TikTok trends, they're going to come out well past the time the TikTok trend has ended. TikTok trends last for like a week at most.
Yeah.
And they keep doing it. They keep going, oh, this is a great idea, guys. This is trending on TikTok. I'm like, yeah, but it won't be in like a year.
It won't be. Yeah.
It won't
do
be in
something
a day.
original.
It really, really annoys me. And
it really does.
There's so many, I can only imagine there's so many actually original, actually good books getting passed over in favour of things that are like on trend, but they're not going to be on trend by the time they book come out.
Like retellings, for instance, were a huge trend, and I've not seen many retellings at the current moment.
But they still get churned out though.
Yeah, there's so many of them, but I'm like, I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not great.
No. Stop trying to play to the trends and just do what you're gonna do.
Exactly. Do what you want to do and not what's popular. It would be much better.
Yeah, because what's popular now will not be popular in 2 days, let alone 2 years.
Exactly. People get over stuff very quickly.
Yeah, real quick. Especially with TikTok trends.
Oh god, yeah.
They do not last.
That site is so oversaturated.
Trying to like market something based off a TikTok trend from like 2 years ago is just like is doomed to fucking fail.
Exactly. This has been weird.
It sure has. We've done some thinking.
Yeah.
It's a bit shorter than normal.
Yeah. That's all good. But this was our new format for these episodes, or hopefully going to be for a little
sort
bit.
Of keep it up for at least until the end of this year.
Yeah.
Right?
All good. But anyway,
yeah.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Talkin in the Tavern. This month, Book Club Book is nailed
in a couple of weeks.
In a couple of weeks, you can read with us or talk with us about The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst, which is going to be really exciting. And and then there'll be more episodes.
We'll talk to you in October.
Don't say
where
that.
We'll do another one of these, and you'll get to find out how much reading progress we've made and what we're reading now. All that good shit.
Exactly. Thanks for joining us here at Tavern. Phoenix, where can our listeners find you outside the podcast?
They can find me on Twitter, Blue Sky, Threads, or Instagram, all under @beansandfungi. What about you?
You can find me, Eve, under Cozy Crow on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube.
And of course, make sure that you follow the podcast on Instagram @HearthAndTomePod, Twitter @HearthAndTome, TikTok @hearth.and.tome, and YouTube @HearthAndTomePod to get updates about when episodes go live, behind the scenes stuff, all that good shit. Yeah.
We'll see you then. Bye. The music used within this episode was Wholesome by Kevin MacLeod through incompetech.com. Licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 4.0 license.